Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January.
Oh, that's why he says things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like, he says something fabulous and he goes, yo.
Speaking of, in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right. Feel uncomfortable with the way you represent the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it.
Nigga Puff, like he called, we should kick it on phone and shit after the Mason.
Right.
And the nigga, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures of the girl, like, not the shit that y'all.
For real. The hip-hop world has been jolted by a fresh wave of controversy after alleged footage tied to Diddy and Burna Boy ignited non-stop speculation and unease across the industry. What once appeared to be a dominant cross-continental alliance is now unraveling into whispers of backroom dealings, power plays, and trust broken behind closed doors. As the narrative spirals, 50 Cent steps in with his trademark bluntness, offering a raw breakdown of how influence distorts relationships and how fame can be used as leverage rather than success. In his view, this goes far beyond viral headlines. It's a rare glimpse inside the darker mechanics of the music business, where power dictates loyalty, partnerships are transactional, and even the strongest collaborations can fracture under manipulation and control.
He's baby oil that they took 1,000 bottles away from his house. If the government took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and somebody had things what appeared to be baby oil, and then you have to listen to the prosecutor. He said that they seized 1,000 bottles what allegedly to be baby oil. Allegedly to be baby oil. So that's telling people that it wasn't baby oil. And people think that that was baby oil, they out their mind. I don't believe it was baby oil. Yo, bro, when they went up in there, they knew what they was going to find. They knew what was ever in that baby oil or that those bottles that appeared to be baby oil, they knew about that at first. You got to realize 9 times out of 10, that individual that got caught at the airport, that was supposed to be their carrier, told them what they was doing and what they had. I wouldn't put him past that he told them everything. So when they went up in there, they knew they had to take whatever was out there, and that thing that appeared to be baby oil.
Burna Boy rose from the raw energy of Port Harcourt to the world's biggest stages with a run that felt inevitable. His rise carried the sound and spirit of Africa far beyond its borders, powered by a presence few could match. The collaboration with Diddy on Twice as Tall was framed as a historic bridge between continents. Diddy brought industry muscle and global access. Burna brought culture, identity, and a sound rooted in Africa's pulse. Together, the music crossed languages and borders with ease. Yet behind the success, subtle cracks began to form. In interviews, Burna's tone shifted. The excitement dulled, replaced by tension and quiet frustration. It sounded like an artist defending his vision. The same deal that pushed him into the global spotlight also seemed to place invisible limits on his freedom. What looked like a clear path to superstardom slowly revealed itself as a polished cage, brilliant on the surface, restrictive at its core.
Stores don't sell that much baby oil. Well, you know sell that much baby oil.
Yeah, I don't know any store that sell that much baby oil. I know Costco, they came out and said that they don't even sell baby oil.
My sentiments exactly.
But you personally, right, what do you believe was in the baby oil?
If you ever seen a massage parlor being raided and they walking out the people, do they take the massage oil with them when they go? No, they just walk out the people who are being arrested. If you ever seen a person getting arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses? No, they don't. They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil. So my whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10, if I would give it a wild guess, it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB.
What's that?
I think it's gamma hydrox. I looked it up, bro. Let me see if I can find it. I know this is just showing everything like that, but oh no. Let me. Yo, somebody tap dance or sing or do something, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing this. Oh, here it go right here. It's gamma hydroxy butyric. What is it effect on the body? It's a euphoria, drowsiness, decreased anxiety, and memory impairment. It works on the nervous system and gives you this feeling of euphoria. So they take that and rubbed it on her, and you forget who you are, what you're doing. It can also give you memory loss, drowsiness, and that's under the DEA, the drug.
When the alleged footage emerged, the story stopped being about music and shifted toward power, control, and what really happens behind superstar alliances. Burna Boy's cryptic posts about freedom and false kings suddenly felt less symbolic and more like quiet resistance against unseen pressure. Fans began revisiting his lyrics and interviews, piecing together patterns that hinted at frustration and pushback. What once seemed abstract now sounded intentional. Then 50 Cent entered the conversation with his signature blunt honesty, calling out how the industry operates behind closed doors. His words reignited long-running debates about control disguised as guidance and mentorship. As the noise settles, one question refuses to fade. In an industry built on influence and leverage, can true creative freedom still exist?
Bitch. That's what y'all do. And then you get these hard Jocelyn?
So I'm just
like
curious.
these are the you like half man. No disrespect, but Jocelyn rough.
Them shoulders is.
And the way she like running up on, I already know she done strapped up on you.
Ooh. Ooh. So Jack, let me ask you. There's some of the shocking things.
I hear that mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. I'm sure somebody's already asked you this, but have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah, several, many, honestly.
And so, can you take us through like what goes on, like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money.
Right. That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No.
That he was recording these?
He is the J. Edgar Hoover hip hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come and what they call freak-offs now.
Yeah.
Is that something normal that happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak-offs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
How many times I got these? This is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Wait, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they call.
I found out. I talked to my drug guy because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling it Tusi, that's calling it the Tunchi. I didn't know which one it was. So I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in. And then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
Drugs with Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Drugs education.
101.
So Tusi is the cocaine. But they take the ketamine and cook it up. And they fold it into the coke. Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street Special K. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you would always find on hand. Viagra, ecstasy, Special K, and cocaine. Now see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately it gives you limp noodle because of with the blood flow. So you with a half hard dick all night. So that's why you have the Viagra to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing yourself with the coke. Now see, the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer. So that relaxes all your muscles. You could get by 80 ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now, your dick is gonna stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to put in.
Contracts are the silent engines of the music industry, and few understand that machinery better than Diddy. Reports suggest Burna Boy's deal may have handed over influence on royalties, distribution, and even touring, placing creative direction in the hands of legal terms rather than artistic instinct. It's the kind of fine print that turns passion into strategy and shifts a partnership into a power equation. While such arrangements are common, industry insiders admit they often blur the line between collaboration and control. Seen through that lens, Burna's rising tension may not be personal at all. It may be the natural consequence of a contract that quietly narrowed his freedom. And in a business built on flash and image, one reality remains clear. It's not the spotlight that decides power. It's the signatures on the page.
If they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo, I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still going to tease him. I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. And when he got to, I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl.
As the debate intensified, fans split on what the real story was. Some claiming Diddy used a rising star to secure control over profits and narrative, while others argued Burna Boy was rebelling against the very backing that elevated him worldwide. Into that tension stepped 50 Cent with a sharp reminder, declaring that owning his masters is why no one can control him, a statement that landed less as commentary and more as a cautionary message. The moment exposed how mentorship can slide into dominance and how respect can quickly turn into resistance. In hip-hop, every alliance is a calculated move, and when power-heavy figures clash, even the strongest partnerships can unravel fast, leaving behind lessons about control, loyalty, and the real price of success.
Next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door, and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well, you know, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but you know I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Leaked material pushes the conversation far beyond contracts or courtrooms, forcing the industry to confront an uncomfortable ethical line. It questions what responsibility powerful figures like Diddy truly hold when guiding artists who entrust them with their talent and future, and where mentorship quietly turns into control. Burna Boy's situation stands as a reminder of fame's hidden price. The higher the rise, the easier it is to lose hold of identity. As the lights grow brighter and the applause louder, an artist's true voice can fade beneath the weight of the success they worked so hard to reach.
She's supposed to be a good bitch. No matter who she with. All the time he putting a groom in her. Of course he thought it was still gonna work. He thinks he's God. Ain't doing shit. I raped the fuck out of that bitch, put the boots to her last time I seen her. Her and her trainer, boyfriend, husband. I don't get no.
So you hear about stories of Diddy like shooting people, blowing up cars.
Yeah.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes that is that him or is that people
Shout out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these download bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening to Wendy Williams? Do you think this is all connection too?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket ready.
Some people are saying the whole Wendy Williams documentary that she's pretty much allegedly playing this way to keep herself safe from him, from any unaliving.
It's been working for Orlando Brown. Why wouldn't it work for Wendy?
To play crazy.
Why wouldn't it work?
Hey, no. Hey.
The oosh gosh whoosh wash. Orlando's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all spent time with him.
We did.
Yeah.
He's highly intelligent.
Yes.
Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long.
No. I can only...
That he does is a character. Actually, the shit he does online is the best acting he does.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is.
Yeah, no. We seen Quiet on set.
Major pain in his ass. Literally. Since he was a kid.
Man.
And then eating milk. Well, talking about expensive pain in his ass.
Wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Me.
Wait a minute.
He's a f***ing Fruit Loop. He Diddy fried.
This is Philly.
He's a deep fried period. He Diddy fried. He Diddy fried. He the Diddy do our bop. Meek. Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Oh, man.
She just wasn't going to tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
So then who's the guy who's claiming he recorded it?
Oh, somebody that got paid?
Yeah, he said like I was standing
somebody
outside the
that
door.
got paid.
Yeah.
Just like it wasn't seminal fluid that Justin Bieber was wiping away from his mouth when he brought his face up from Odell Beckham's groin in a club with Trey Songz on the lookout.
The images are there.
Diddy five.
The fallout erased all the glamour, transforming what once seemed like a victory into a clear warning about the true price of success. A partnership celebrated as a dream pairing now reads as proof that fame without control is simply restriction dressed up as opportunity. Through the chaos, 50 Cent reframed the moment as a lesson for every artist chasing industry approval, reminding them that owning their work matters more than awards or chart positions. The struggle between power and creativity has always existed, but rarely does it unfold this openly, exposing a hard truth. Behind every spotlight is a fight for independence, and not everyone keeps theirs.
They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know did nobody in America like that. So now These people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies, they're not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the Fed say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking, and they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, he hasn't even came out and said anything. And him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man then led them probably, allegedly led them to damnation, because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you got to take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what was what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just gotta listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bro, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having one or two or maybe three ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big, he did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before, he did the stuff to Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? So how the ups on Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? So he always played those kind of up games on people. So to have those cameras and know what he was doing, it's going to give him the ups on everybody who came to that party. Even your favorite basketball player.
The Burna Boy Diddy turmoil cuts past the noise and exposes a hard truth about the music business. Control is the real currency. Burna's subtle pushback feels larger than a personal dispute, signaling a shift where artists refuse to trade their identity for access or approval. As tensions rise, 50 Cent sharpens the message by noting that the game stays the same even as the faces change, pointing to a system rooted in dominance and secrecy. With lawyers and PR teams moving fast, the leak now feels less like gossip and more like evidence of an industry uneasy with transparency. In the end, the question isn't who leaked what. It's who gains when artists are expected to stay silent for daring to reclaim their voice.